Okay, something that's very, very close to my heart is the children's social care sector. It's where I did a lot of my growing up and a lot of my learning. So the Rampage program is 3 packages that supports anybody that is connected to the children's social care. These building blocks that Rampage give young people, professionals, and those connected are the very building blocks that life has often kicked out of young people. Not their fault, it's the environment in which they were in did not give them some key components for their ability to process life, universe, and everything. Rampage puts those building blocks back in place where they're needed, rather than loading up more information on top of somebody who just doesn't have that core understanding. It's a phenomenal package. It's available to local authorities, it's available to schools, it's available to youth organisations, anyone that is working with that group. But there's a roll-on for this, and that's our storytelling workshops. And the storytelling workshops are truly, truly unique. Von?
Well, David, I personally think I'm going to chuck it back to you. You designed these workshops, and I think the best person to explain them is you. I'm not going to take over from something that you did and you created.
I gave her the opportunities. I gave her the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so the storytelling workshops, we currently have 3. We are building a 4th. I'll tell you about the 3 we've got first off. So, coercive behaviours. How many times in a child's education will coercive environments even be mentioned unless it's with a specific child in a specific situation? It doesn't happen.
Nope.
Our storytelling workshops all are based on a fairy tale principle for reality. 1 principal character through 3 stories. 1 story, The Princess and the Mouse. That's coercive environments there straight off the bat. Second one, Bully Dogs and the Mouse. That's all about bullying. Surprise, surprise. And then we've got Mouse and the Magic Mountain. And that's all about understanding that cheating for personal gain might get you the short-term result, but it's not going to get you the long-term gain you think. And coercive environments and cheating for personal gain just do not make it into the understanding for young people until things have gone wrong. And how often do we say it's too late to educate when it's gone wrong? So these workshops get those concepts into 8, 9 and 10-year-olds so that those stories that they work on can be produced for 5, 6 and 7-year-olds. And why do we do that? We know before the age of 11, a child will be more focused on supporting a younger child than themselves. Once they get to 11, they're in survival mode at high school. They're not really focused on anything other than how do I get through my day in this new scary environment. They're not going to be helping a 5, 6, 7-year-old. These workshops use that psychology to benefit an entire school. So you have the upper half of a primary school being able to take part in the workshop to support the whole of the lower school. And that has never been done in the UK before. It's truly unique and it's absolutely phenomenal. The 4th workshop that we are working on. This is the exclusive one. We ready for this?
Go on.
So, how many times have you seen a child walking down the street with a phone in their hand and not paying attention to the world around them?
Pretty much every day.
Every day. How many road traffic accidents do we suspect are a result, certainly with children, where they are a pedestrian, are involved with a mobile phone? It's
Pretty much every day.
pretty much every day a child is being hit by a car or having an accident because they are not focused on the world around them. What's that like for a pedestrian to hit a child, for a motorist, sorry, to hit a child because the child wasn't paying attention? Absolutely.
I've had an accident with an adult that didn't pay attention, and I can honestly say that was a trauma for me. So, and I can't imagine what it's like to hit a child. It was awful hitting an adult. Well, actually, the adult kind of hit my car, but you know, I did think I'd killed him in the process of that. Very luckily, he survived a very severe concussion at the time, but it didn't stop how I felt. And it didn't stop the trauma of that staying with me for years and years and years. That's a child. The dynamic is almost heightened massively. It's an awful thing to go through for both people involved.
Exactly. And what do we see happening in the world of education and social responsibility to combat that scenario? It's very quiet out there. It's very quiet. So the workshop that APA is working on comes, and for me, this is a really, really important connection. This workshop is going to be developing the legacy of Dave Prowse. For those that don't know or are curious, Dave Prowse was in the 70s, in the 80s, the Green Cross Code man. He was also the man that wore the suit for Darth Vader in the original 3 Star Wars films. The connection is he was also my physical training instructor when I was a kid. He spent a lifetime dedicated to road safety. And in the later years of his life, he was dedicated to child road safety around technology. Dave Prowse was a Bristolian through and through. It's why James Earl Jones, did the voice for Darth Vader, because nobody wanted a Bristolian Darth Vader. But he was totally committed to making road safety a feature for a young person. And APA will pick up that mantle with this workshop, putting psychological understanding behind that process so we make sure that children and young people, and as Vonnie says, adults, get involved in this. Being aware on the roads and on sidewalks and on the pavements will save your life. And if it doesn't save yours, it will save somebody else's. So that's our workshops that come off of the Rampage, from the Rampage champions.